Turkey would be interested in acquiring the SEMTI system, which also has Italian involvement. This news has been reported by Bloomberg in the past few hours, and it's very interesting because there are some parallels with the recent past. We have to start first of all with the recent crisis in the Middle East. As you may have heard, some Gulf countries, which have historically relied on the United States for part of their security, have seen numerous attacks nevertheless from Iran in the context of the new Gulf War, as some analysts call it, and which currently seems to be frozen at the time of recording pending unspecified negotiations, precisely because of drone swarm attacks and Iranian missiles which in many cases have managed to penetrate the defenses of the United States, Israel, and the aforementioned Gulf countries. Some of these latter countries have turned to other nations to try to address the logistical gaps and technical shortcomings of the air defense systems already in place, such as the Patriot. Ongoing negotiations include those to move forward with an agreement with Ukraine for specific anti-drone systems that are less expensive than missiles. But there is also a tension on missile systems such as the SEMTI, in which Italy would play a leading role in a possible agreement, although keep in mind we still don't have a clear outline of it. During the crisis, Turkey was also hit by some Iranian missile attacks, and that's not surprising. Ankara wants to speed up the process to provide the country with an air defense shield similar to the one Israel has. In this strategic and geopolitical context, according to Bloomberg on April 8, 2026, Turkey has intensified contacts with Italy to consider the purchase and co-production of the SEMTI system. The information comes from sources familiar with the negotiations, but at the moment there are no official confirmations from the authorities. Note that this appears to be a co-production scenario, which points to possible direct industrial involvement, beyond simply acquiring the system, which at this stage appears to be the SEMTI rather than the newest SEMTENG version. Erdogan's Turkey is therefore aiming to obtain a dome similar to the Israeli one, but in this case called the Steel Dome, which includes multiple systems capable of adapting to the type of incoming threat. So it would be a layered defense network with the SEMT serving as the medium and long-range component. Now, talks between Turkey and the European consortium Eurosem, responsible for the SEMT, are nothing new. Already more than a decade ago, Italy and France had promoted the system on the Turkish market, initiating contacts for a possible supply. However, with Ankara's gradual distancing from the West and the purchase of the Russian S-400 system in 2019, negotiations were interrupted. The decision to acquire Russian technology generated strong tensions and friction with NATO allies and blocked prospects for industrial cooperation with European partners. According to sources cited by Bloomberg, Turkish negotiators believe that the political context is now more favorable, particularly regarding France's position, opening up the possibility of restarting technical talks. I will refrain from making jokes about French cooperation, but the acquisition of the S-400 systems continues to affect relations between Turkey and the United States. Washington considers the Russian system incompatible with NATO infrastructure and interoperability, and continues to demand its removal as a condition for full normalization of relations, putting important assets and platforms like the F-35 on the table. It's worth remembering that Ankara is preparing to host the next NATO Leaders Summit scheduled for July and has made requests for more active cooperation, partly confirmed by recent agreements that we'll talk about at the end of the video. In the past month, meanwhile, NATO has deployed 2 US-made Patriot missile defense systems in Turkey, following the interception of Iranian missiles. So on the industrial front, Turkey is also strengthening its capabilities in the missile sector. President Erdogan has inaugurated the first phase of a new $3 billion production facility managed by Roketsan, a majority state-owned company specializing, come intuirete dal nome, in the development of missile and rocket systems. The facility, located near Ankara, is intended to increase the production of domestically developed defense systems and ballistic missiles. Taking a slight step back, already in 2022, director Petro Bataki, on Red, wrote about a rapprochement between Italy and Turkey on the SEMTI system. During a meeting in Ankara between Turkish President Erdogan and the then Italian Prime Minister Mario Draghi, the possibility of cooperation on the SEMTI system was discussed. but in this case the NG version. According to reports, the next generation system had been identified as a possible subject of agreement. Pietroni, in light of the rapprochement between Turkey and its Western partners in the context of the war in Ukraine, where Turkey has had a significant role from the very beginning. Nevertheless, the issue remained unresolved in line with the difficulties related to the case I mentioned to you. Before the S-400 system, which was the official reason for Turkey's removal from the F-35 program, which periodically returns to the news as a point of contention between Israel, Turkey, and the United States. Without getting too technical, as stated on Eurosem's website, the SEMTI NG represents the evolution of the system currently in service for Italy and is designed for airspace defense and use in complex scenarios. It offers 360-degree coverage with detection capabilities exceeding 350 kilometers and the ability to engage targets beyond that range. It is designed to intercept various types of threats, from aircraft to certain types of ballistic missiles. From an operational point of view, the system is characterized by rapid deployment and reduced personnel requirements. A battery consists of up to 48 Aster family missiles ready to launch, an advanced multifunction radar, and a command and control module. I'll close this segment by reminding you that the Aster missiles are also evolving. The missiles. I'll quickly take 2 seconds to remind you that if you haven't already, share this video, leave a like, and most importantly, let us know in the comments below, respectfully, what you think about this news. Thank you. As we said earlier, Turkey has been consolidating strategic alliances with the European defense industry for some time now, especially in the last 2 years, and not only with them. As evidence, in our case, there's the joint venture with Leonardo and the purchase of Piaggio Aerospace. Alongside developments in air defense, Turkey has completed a significant step in the military aviation sector. On March 25, 2026 in London, the Turkish Minister of Defense and the British Secretary of Defense signed a training and technical support agreement regarding the Eurofighter Typhoons destined for Turkey. We had mentioned this to you. The agreement represents the completion of a process that began in October 2025 when Turkey formalized the purchase of 20 aircraft. The latter had long been blocked by Germany for reasons related to human rights. The total value of the agreement reaches up to £8 billion and includes supply, logistical support, training, and maintenance. The package includes the training of Turkish pilots and technicians in the United Kingdom, but note that the RAF will train 10 instructor pilots, according to sources, and almost 100 specialized technicians. Subsequently, Turkey will also transfer those skills domestically, generating national experience for Ankara as a result. The Typhoons are expected to serve as a bridge and operate in synergy with Turkish drones and the national fighter jet Khan. In conclusion, we still don't know if this information published on Bloomberg and other specialized sites will be confirmed, but it wouldn't be surprising. Of course, we will keep you updated. Tonight we will do a live broadcast about the Middle East issue at 9 p.m. I'll see you there. In the meantime, you can find more details in the sources in today's first comment. See you soon here on Gens Italia. I can't speak anymore. Well, great. Alright, see you soon here on Gens Italia.